Okay, sixth graders, I'm going to show you some basics about how to use GarageBand to start your podcast. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the search. You're going to search for GarageBand, double click. So you'll see that this is showing you a little bit about what your project will look like when it's finished. I'm going to show you how I got to this spot. So to do that, I'm going to go to File and Create New. Choose Empty Project. And then for your audio, be sure you choose the one with a microphone and just click Create. All right, so one thing is you're going to have various levels of audio tracks. This first one on top is where I suggest you put your actual tracks of you and your group talking. So I have airdropped my clips from Voice Memo, so they're right down here in my downloads. So I'm going to go ahead and add, so you'll see I have them here. From the downloads, you just need to drag them here. I'm going to put them up here. And then let's say you have more than one recording that you want to add. You just keep adding them one after the other. And as you can see, you can move them around. So I'm going to save this line for all of my dialogue for my podcast. But now I want to layer on some music. So to do that, I'm going to add another track. So you go to this little plus button, make sure the microphone is checked, and then you click Create. So to do this, I'm going to add what's called a loop. So if you look over here, you'll see if you hover that this says Loop Browser. So I'm going to click on that. And you'll see the ones that aren't faded, these are the different pieces of music and sounds that you have access to. So all you need to do to listen and see is to just click on it. So you'll see that you can get a sense of what it sounds like just clicking, and then to stop it, just click on it again. I'm going to turn the volume down. So I'm going to use this one. So all I need to do is click it and drag it over here. And because I want it to be a little longer, all I have to do is hover my cursor here and then just drag it over. I'm going to drag it to about here. I'm also going to move these things over. There we go. So when I put this cursor here like this, when I hit play, it'll start to test what it sounds like. So if you hear that little clicking, that's this right here, and it's counting off the beats. I just don't like to hear that, so I'm going to unclick that. So I like this sound, but I want to layer on a little something else. So to do that, again, I go here, I click my plus sign, I add a track. It's added one right here, which is fine. So I'm going to go back to my loops, and I'm going to add something underneath it. Okay, I'm going to add this one. So what I can do is I just click and drag. And the same thing, I'm going to make this one the same. Click and drag that here. All right, then I'm going to bring this cursor back here and listen to see what it sounds like. Okay, I like how that sounds, and you could see you could keep layering and playing around with how different sounds blend together. So now that I have this, I don't want it to be this really abrupt, like music, all of a sudden voice. I want this music to fade out so that the music can sort of start up as it's fading out. So in order to do that, click on the one you want to fix. You're going to go up to Mix, and you're going to click Show Automation. So you'll see that the colors changed, and now we have some options over here. So make sure that volume is checked. And then you'll notice this little line. Once you click on it, you'll see that this is how you adjust the volume. Right now the volume is set to play, and I can move this line around and change the volume. So if I want the music to start fading out here, I'm going to click and add a little dot here. And then I'm going to click and add a little dot here. And then I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to move that dot here because that's sort of messed up, so you can see. Now I have these two, and I'm going to drag this dot down. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Click, move that dot over, move this dot the same spot as that one, and drag this down. So now that will fade. And what I'm going to do is take this first voice recording and I'm going to move it kind of over here so that as the music starts fading, the voice picks up. So let's see what this is going to sound like.
This is a test for our 6th grade podcast project.
All right, so those are some basics. I can keep layering on. You can add more. You can move things around and edit. So it does mean that you're going to have to play around a lot. One thing to remember is that unlike Google Docs, GarageBand does not save automatically. So as you are working, you're going to want to save regularly. So I'm going to go to Save As, and I'm going to project 2019, and then I'm going to put my name, and maybe you put your group names there, and then click Save. So as I'm working, every now and then you should just click Save. Otherwise, if you close out, you could lose your work. So just be sure that you save regularly. If you have questions about how to do something in GarageBand, I suggest Googling like how to do whatever it is you need. There are lots of videos on YouTube to help you with GarageBand if you have questions further than what I've showed you. And please be sure that the videos are made in about 2018 or after, because GarageBand has changed a little bit over the last year. So you want to be sure that it is up to date. Feel free to rewatch this video and play around. The last thing to remember is that also unlike Google Docs, GarageBand, once you choose somebody's laptop, then you have to continue with their laptop. You can't transfer work as easily as you would think. So choose one person's laptop where you're going to do all of this work. That way everything will be in one place. All right, good luck everybody.